Good morning. It's break time. How are you today? I always pray that at the moment this video finds you, you may all be in good health, happy and safe. Today is September 7, 2021, and our good news is coming from Luke chapter 6 verses 12 to 19. And it says, Jesus departed to the mountain to pray, and he spent the night in prayer to God. When day came, he called his disciples to himself, and from them he chose 12, whom he also named apostles: Simon, whom he named Peter, and his brother Andrew, James, John, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Thomas, James the son of Alphaeus, Simon who was called a Zealot, and Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who became a traitor. And he came down with them and stood on a stretch of level ground. A great crowd of his disciples and a large number of the people from all Judea and Jerusalem and the coastal regions of Tyre and Sidon came to hear him and to be healed of their diseases. And even those who were tormented by unclean spirits were cured. Everyone in the crowd sought to touch him because power came forth from him and healed them all. Today is Tuesday of the 23rd week in the ordinary time. And our good news is, pray. Pray before making any decision in life. We were introduced by Luke on how Jesus structured his network of people for breaking in the kingdom of heaven. There were those who followed him called disciples, which were simply estimated as a great crowd. They were the ones who often wanted to listen to his teachings and followed him wherever he goes. Then there were the 12, personally chosen from among the disciples and given a particular role as apostles, meaning sent, those who are sent. And their audience are all the people from Judea and Jerusalem and the coastal regions of Tyre and Sidon. However, one thing becomes obvious in today's good news is that it began with Jesus going up the mountain by himself to pray for the entire night, to pray to God. Then he called the 12 from among his disciples and delegated them as apostles. So he was on top of the mountain. Then he called to himself the chosen 12 from among the crowd of disciples. Then they went down together and stood on a stretch of level ground where they ministered to the large number of people by healing them of their diseases and casting out unclean spirits. And as they make their way among the crowds, we were told that a lot of people sought to touch him because power came forth from him and healed them all. So, what do we get from these dynamic actions of Jesus? Well, first and foremost, the act of climbing up the mountain in order to pray to God. Indeed, God can be experienced anywhere and at all times. However, climbing the mountain in order to personally commune with God brings us to an important act we call prayer. That to pray is first an act of God who invites and entices us to pray. And to pray, according to the Catechism of the Catholic Church, is the lifting up of one's mind and heart to God. Somehow, a similar action like climbing a mountain. So, to climb up to God, to pray is both God's act and a human act. It is a grace of God and a human act at the same time. God invites, we respond in faith. We respond in hope. We respond in love through prayer, through praying. Therefore, to pray is to be in union with God. Now, friends, this is a very important thing to realize and to claim it to ourselves. That every time we enter to pray, we enter in praying, we enter into the presence of God. The ultimate end that we should aim at in praying is not just saying all our needs or all our problems in life, but first and foremost, to be united with God, to be in union with God. That is the best and most joyous objective of praying, to be in union with God. Secondly, Jesus calls to himself from among his crowd of disciples the 12, whom he delegates as apostles. The apostles were given a special role of coming and going, of belonging to a closed circle of companionship with Jesus, but also of being sent to go and preach and heal and cast out unclean spirits. So it's like Jesus invites people to come, specific people to come. He calls them by name. Okay? And when they come and have experienced close companionship with Jesus, they learn in person the very teachings and life of Jesus and his message. Then they were sent to preach, to go and preach, heal and cast out unclean spirits. So we look up to those persons, to those men and women called to an intimate friendship with Jesus in order to be sent. Those are the modern days apostles, the bishops and priests, the religious. Okay? So, but generally, all of us are called to discipleship. We are all called to follow Jesus Christ as the way, the truth, and the life. We are called to become a follower. Are you? Thirdly, the movement of the grace of God is from above down to where it is mostly needed, on the level grounds where the poor and those that are sick are. And it is only Jesus who are able to go up and down. Going up to be in union with God, and coming down, bringing with him the necessary graces we need for salvation. So with Jesus Christ as the only mediator between man and God, As Luke states, power came forth from Jesus Christ. Friends, at this time and age, the invitation to become disciples of Jesus is always freshly sent. This is because there is always this desire in every one of us to become happy. I hope you fully well understand that. You want to become happy as I want to become happy. I don't want to become sad. I always wanted to become happy. And I know you too wanted to become happy most of the time, all of the time. So all of us wants to be happy. That's a fact. That's truth. No matter what country you come from, what your nationality is, what your ethnicity is, you want to be happy. This innate desire to be happy can only be fulfilled by God. In John chapter 15, verse 11, it reminds me, John 15, verse 11, Jesus says, "These things I have spoken to you, that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be full." So, do you want to be happy? I mean, really happy in life? Then come to Jesus. He will fulfill all your dreams of becoming happy. It may not be the way you think what happiness is, but He will truly bring about real joy that only He can give. To the fullest, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, to your delight and of those around you. So, my friends, this is my personal invitation to each one of you. Come to Jesus in prayer. Stay with Jesus in prayer. Then go with Jesus in prayer. For it is only with a praying heart and hands that life becomes enjoyable as Jesus' disciples. May the Lord bless us, protect us from all evil, and bring us to everlasting life. Amen. Peace.